Wait, there's something very weak coming through.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Hello, fellow Galactic listeners. I'm Aaron Julian, and this is WSTR Galactic Public Access, a Star Wars podcast. Welcome to episode 88. Today, we are doing another Imperial Inspection segment on, appropriately enough, IG-88. With me today is the incomparable Miss Heather Allred.
Hi.
Who's your little friend you got there?
Misa Jar Jar. Misa wants to find a new home.
What? Yep.
Heather's cats are rough.
I hope you're tuned in to the live stream over on YouTube because we are giving someone in the audience, Jar Jar, he's going to get a new home. Will it be you? Say something in the live stream chat, and after the stream, we'll pick a random winner. So there you go. And of course, also with me today is the unimaginable Mr. Todd Hoffman.
Wow. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. I am going to.
You can check us out. Go ahead.
I think at like episode 90, I'm going to string them all together for the last couple ones and just.
Yeah. Well, there you go. You can check us out on social media at WSTR Media, all one word, all lowercase. Email us at mailbox@wstrmedia.com. Leave us a voicemail at 630-557-WSTR. That's 630-557-9787. You can catch our entire back catalog of episodes at www.wstrmedia.com. And now you can subscribe to our YouTube channel to make sure you don't miss out on our next live episode. Yes, we are live streaming again. As you may have noticed, looking at the video, I am in some new territory. We are moved over.
It's a different wall.
We are installed.
It's a different wall.
Yeah. It's a different wall.
Yeah.
Same dude. But yeah, we're live streaming now. That's going to be every Monday at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time.
But it's Tuesday.
I know. It's weird. But things were in flux this week, but it should be locked down from here on out.
Yeah, we call this a quick flip. This is a quick flip.
Yep. So meaning after this stream, I'm going to be editing and then putting it up right away. So today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. You can get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial over at www.audibletrial.com/WSTR. That's right. That's over 425,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. For those who still use that. A little bit of a head scratcher there, but all right. Yes, so you can sign up for a free audiobook download, free 30-day trial of their service, which includes a free book every month. Well, not quite so free. You pay for the service. They give you a book every month, but you get discounted rates for every additional book that you purchase. And hey, if you're not happy with the service, you want to cancel, no questions asked. Audible will let you keep every book that you download. Yes, including the original free one. So
crazy.
To get in on this sweet, sweet deal, head on over to audibletrial.com/WSTR. Again, that's audibletrial.com/WSTR. Start your audiobook journey for free today. Now, we also got merch. So check our socials for all the links. I believe it's teespring.com/WSTR-T. That's TEE spring.com/WSTR-TEE. Todd, what have we got on the docket today?
So later on in the news week, we got the firing boss might be winning some awards. TLG getting cash on the Blu-ray sales. Maul gets some steel-toe boots, and there's some fat jokes going around about Darth Maul. So we'll be talking about that later on.
Wow.
Well, with
All
that,
right.
let's get right into Cantina Chat. So Heather,
Yes.
you got anything going on with you?
No.
No. You got a
horrible.
porg on your back shelf.
I do have a porg behind me, though, guys. Is it like
That's
right there?
amazing.
Did I get it right? There we go.
Yeah, you got it right.
So, I got a porg behind me. But sadly, nothing terribly nerdy. I did travel to the zoo this weekend
All right.
and visited my dad at the golf course where he works.
There you go.
But nothing nerdy. It's very sad.
That's a sad week, man.
Well, you knit together Jar Jar, so I think you've topped out your quota for quite a while.
I mean, that kind of raises the bar a little bit, I guess. But
A little bit, yeah.
yeah, so we'll see. Maybe next
Todd,
week.
what
guys.
about you?
Well, it was my birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday!
birthday!
Thank you. Yeah. So I leveled up. I'm pretty cool. I'm pretty happy about that. I'm literally like 99% done with my blaster, so I'm very excited for that. And I'm doing a troop on Saturday.
Right on.
So I'm very excited about that. And so that's, if you're in the Chicagoland area, I'm doing something at the DuPage. I think it's DuPage Safety Day or something like that. So it's at the DuPage County Fairgrounds. So come check us out. The Final First will be there. And I did a thing today, guys.
You did a thing?
What did you do?
I registered us to be at Star Wars Celebration on the podcast stage.
Hooray!
Hooray!
That's good.
So it's random. So hopefully,
Really?
the Force, it's like a limited spot. So it's like a lottery thing. So hopefully I said the right things.
Okay.
Hopefully I said, hey, we're from Chicago. We should be on there. So we'll see.
We're local.
Right
Yeah.
Yeah, we're local. We're cool. So, so I did that today. So pretty stoked about that.
Because how can we be at the celebration but not a panel member?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. So Aaron,
fingers
what about
crossed
you,
that
man?
we'll take care of that.
Yeah, Aaron, what about you, man?
Well, my Star Wars RPG group has started back up again, which is quite grand. So we're meeting every week. We're continuing our story from last semester, and yeah, it's a whole load of fun.
Very cool. You're all reset up and loaded in your new digs.
That is true. All right, Todd.
All right.
Let's take a little roundabout trip around Twitter, shall we?
Get in there, you big polio! I don't care what you smell! Get in there and don't worry about it!
Yes, we shall. So last week's poll was who would win a fight between Boba Fett or Cad Bane? So got 27 votes, not too shabby. So the options were Boba Fett, Cad Bane, or a draw. So Mr. Boba Fett beat out Cad Bane.
Really?
Yes. Isn't that surprising?
Boba Fett?
Boba Fett.
It's a bit surprising.
It is. And in fact,
If you see Cad
one
Bane
of our
actually doing
listeners, Josh.
more stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And being more competent, So one of our listeners, Josh, pointed us to a YouTube clip that we mentioned last week that Dave Filoni did for Celebration. And it was like the pre-visual storyline where they were going to have Cad Bane and Boba Fett fight. And that's how Boba Fett gets the dent in his helmet. Mm-hmm. And it was a draw in that little clip. So they both shot each other at the same time. Like it was very much an old spaghetti Western standoff. And it was fantastic.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So that's our Twitter poll. So every week, once again, we will be doing a Twitter poll related to our topic that we talk about. So please vote, and then we'll bring it up in our next episode. All right, we are going to move on to our main topic.
And now for our feature presentation.
It is episode 88, and this one's been circled on the calendar since like January, but we are going to talk about another bounty hunter. So we're continuing our Imperial Inspection, and we are going to be talking about IG-88. So if you remember, we talked about Boba Fett, and last week we talked about Cad Bane, and now it's IG-88. So we got a little trilogy of bounty hunters, So
That's right.
Yeah. So we're back at Empire again. It's the best movie ever. I can't help it. It's right there. So just if you're not aware, IG-88 is one of the 5 or is it 5 or 6 bounty hunters that are laid out and the Star Destroyer, the Executor with Darth Vader. He calls up the 5 these bounty hunters, and IG-88 is a droid.
So how about that?
Yeah. So I think this is like a pretty sci-fi theme, like where we have like robots that go bad, Mm-hmm. So I feel like IG-88 plays into that a little bit. Don't you guys think?
Seems so, but I don't know. He's qualified as an assassin droid from Mechas 3. So not sure how bad you can go when you're already built to be an assassin droid.
Well, if you go rogue and do your own thing and start collecting bounties, I think that's where I think that's where it sets apart IG-88,
I suppose so.
So so he's an assassin droid, and unlike, all right, so Boba Fett had like 8 lines. Cad Bane was pretty proficient in his grammar and usage in the episodes of Clone Wars, but IG-88 does not say a word. He does turn his head, guys. That's like the big action.
Sorry.
He turns his head. That's all we got with IG-88. So
That's all we get.
Yeah, so he kind of tracks Vader as he walks by, and he just kind of looks, but he doesn't say anything, And so if you're, and that's it. So basically, Darth Vader, we talked about this before, points at Boba Fett, no disintegrations. They kind of do a pan of all the bounty hunters, and IG-88 doesn't say anything, and that's it. That's it. But there's more. There's more.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, I know. This would be a really short episode. We'll be like, all right, back to the news of the week.
Done.
So what happens is that in where that rude droid says Uchuta to C-3PO, and C-3PO gets blasted, and then Chewie goes and looks for C-3PO, if you remember. And they're playing Ugnaughts. The Ugnaughts are playing like hot potato with C-3PO's head against Chewbacca, remember?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
In that scene, you can see IG-88.
No.
Really?
Yes, I know. Yes, he's there.
If you look closely.
So the fan theory is that
Now I have to rewatch the movie.
I know you might just have to watch Empire again, but the fan theory is that Boba Fett got the jump and took out IG-88 before he could get to Han. So it's very possible IG-88 already knew that he was at Cloud City. It's probably unlikely because we already see Boba Fett track Han after they drop the trash, from the Star Destroyer. But IG-88 was closely behind, or even right there, and Boba Fett got the drop.
So there you have it.
So that pretty much concludes IG-88's movie screen time. But there's always more. There's always more. So in the Legend series, Kevin J. Anderson reveals that IG-88 was one of 4 assassin droids who were shared the same name as IG-88. Not to get confused or anything, but they basically take control of the planet Mechanus 3 and start manufacturing droids that turn against their owner upon command. So that's pretty diabolical,
Yeah.
Yeah, a little world domination plot.
Yes.
No big deal.
No big deal. So but basically Boba Fett destroyed the one particular IG-88, which we talked about, but not before they sent their plans to the second Death Star to its counterparts. So there's 2 remaining IG-88 droids unsuccessfully tried to kill Fett out of revenge, but the Prime IG-88 assimilated its programming into the Death Star mainframe, functioning right before it blew up.
So we were that close to it actually going rogue.
So basically, IG-88, the way the story goes is IG-88 Prime takes over the Death Star and is basically going to be an IG-88 Death Star and take control and, I don't know, probably like destroy the Emperor. And then now he's a roaming Death Star. No big deal.
That sounds like something out of Marvel, to be honest.
Yeah. Is that like a promotion for a droid to become a planet?
I think so. You are now, like you were assassin droid, and now you're like a big planet. I think that's a win.
That's a promotion, right? Yeah.
I think so.
Oh.
So that's the
Legends.
Legends.
Just get blown up right away. So.
Right. Well, he didn't get time to do anything. Yeah, he just got blown up. So yeah, that's the Legend series. So that's technically non-canon.
Okay, so
But it's fun to talk about. Okay, but yeah, go ahead.
I was about to say, like, that's Legends, not canon anymore.
No canon.
So if you want to believe that, go ahead. But here's what Disney is saying with the new canon. So we get this from Star Wars Forces of Destiny Triple Cross and Star Wars Forces of Destiny Bounty of Trouble. So during the Age of the Empire, IG-88 teamed up with Hondo, our good buddy over there, to collect the bounty on Kira. That's right. A little tie-in to Solo right there.
What?
I know. They thought of everything.
They're crafty.
Yep. So IG-88 and Hondo tracked down Kira, and they managed to catch her. But Kira, she's a crafty, clever little one. So
she's smart.
She convinced IG-88 to collect the bounty on Hondo instead of the bounty on her, which apparently was more valuable.
Yeah.
So no honor among thieves.
No. Right, exactly.
So IG-88 attacked Hondo. He lost. He got stunned, put in binders. And then Kira convinces Hondo to collect the bounty on IG-88. So,
yeah. That's
Kira,
the triple cross right there, man.
She gets Hondo, IG-88 led away by Kira. Yeah, so played them both.
Yep.
That's how she's so good.
That's right.
Then later, IG-88, she pursues Princess Leia on Geralt, seeking a data tape in her possession of Imperial base locations. That's pretty important.
That is important.
Leia was assisted by Sabina, who identified IG-88, and the pair fled as the assassin opened fire in the corridors of Geralt City Spaceport. However, she planted a paint bomb.
Classic.
What will they think of next?
Yeah.
Basically squirting IG-88 with a bunch of purple goo, which foiled his plans because you need to not be covered in purple goo in order to collect bounties. Then Leia convinced a bunch of stormtroopers to fire at IG-88. He gets hit, and he hightails it out of there.
Yep.
So that's all. That's the wacky shenanigans of Star Wars Forces of Destiny.
Which is canon. And the other thing, IG-88 actually, yes, and IG-88 actually speaks in those episodes.
What? He doesn't just turn his head?
Yes. He did not turn his head. He's actually shooting and running and doing all the fun assassin droid things that they would do. And he actually has speaking lines. So there you go.
Well, how about that?
He's got a voice. He's got a voice. All right, Aaron, I'm going to lean on you because I know you've mentioned this before. We've seen IG-88 pop up in what video game, my friend?
Only the best Star Wars video game out there, Shadows of the Empire. Here's a story. First mission, you're flying around in a snow speeder. You're helping push back the Imperial attack on the Rebel base at Hoth. It's a little training mission, no big deal. Then next mission, you're playing as Dash Rendar, by the way, who's a friend of Han, and is no longer canon, but he's a legend. So you're in the Hoth base. You're shooting stormtroopers left and right, dodging wampas, the whole 9 yards, and you make it out of there. Then next, I forget the exact story reason, but Dash Rendar needs to go track down some data, and to do that, he needs to go find the bounty hunter droid IG-88. So he does that.
Wow.
Yep, he does that. He goes down to Ord Mantell, I believe, and it's a huge junkyard, just miles and miles and miles and miles long and wide. So lands there. This is why Dash needs to find Boba Fett. To find Boba Fett, he goes after IG-88.
Obviously.
Because he's in the junkyard looking for parts to repair his ship. So Dash Rendar, he lands on one side of the junkyard. IG-88's on the other side. To get all the way over there, he needs to take a train. And so that's the majority of the level. Probably my favorite one in the whole game. You have to go from train car to train car until you reach the end. And once you do, which by the way is super hard because it was the N64. They didn't really figure out platforming and 3D gaming
controls.
Yet. And so there's lots of points where you have momentum as you move on the train, and you have to jump to other train cars, and sometimes you have to jump against that momentum, and it just doesn't work, or you overshoot it and you just fall into a pit, and it's really annoying. But
that's when you take the controller, right? And you go like this with it. Because if you move with it,
yes, yeah,
isn't that how everybody plays video games?
See, you know your stuff. You're a master.
Heather's catching on here.
Yeah. So then you finally get to the train. Your what's his name? Lobot. He's your robo butler, pretty much. He disables the brakes. Train collides through the final station, and there's IG-88. And let me tell you, he's super hard.
Does he talk?
Because he just he makes like these kind of like warbling noises, like it's really freaky, honestly. But he doesn't say actual words. But he like jumps around, and he has a pretty powerful machine gun that will cut you down in no time flat. So you gotta move around all over the place, jump, dodge, and dive. You gotta find a bunch of seeker missiles, which is probably the best way to destroy him. There's a couple of other weapons hidden inside the level that, I mean, this is old school games. You gotta find special power-ups and weapon pickups and things like that.
Of course.
And then finally, once you're able to destroy him, you figure out where Boba Fett is, and off you go. So, not a good ending for IG-88.
You go.
There you go.
There you go. All right, Heather, what's IG-88 packing,
Yes,
man?
sorry.
What kind of weapons does he have?
Oh, man. Although I'm excited that we have a droid who's got, some ammunition behind them. That's always exciting.
Right.
So, in full truth, Heather has no idea. But thanks to the notes and the internets, I've learned things. So, let me share with you what I've learned. So, apparently, IG-88 has an arsenal of weapons, including blaster rifles, pulse cannons, a DAS-430 neural inhibitor.
That sounds dangerous.
Listen, he ain't no bounty hunter for no reason, people.
Right.
He has a needle dart gun, which sounds painful, because they launch poisoned darts. And then his most dangerous weapon, we haven't even gotten to that yet, guys, is hidden inside his slender frame, which includes a flamethrower, some sort of sonic device, a toxic gas dispenser. And then he wears an ammunition bandolier that carries...
Like
Chewbacca, but less, not as, more threatening, apparently. But that has concussion discs and vibro blades. So what I've learned, you guys, is he's not just this silent guy in a movie who moves his head.
No.
He is out to kill ya. Right. And he's gonna sonic your brain and scramble it all up, and then he's gonna throw flame at you and then poison you and concuss you. So always carry purple paint.
Yep.
Yes, apparently purple paint does not go well for IG-88.
Droid Assassin's worst nightmare.
I don't know. Toxic poison darts, purple paint. I don't know. I don't understand it. But I guess as a droid, your ability to access this and carry it in the frame, and maybe there's something there.
Yeah. He's kind of like R2, because R2 has all those appendages that come out, but like IG-88 is slender and fit, and it's right there. They're all right there. It's like, you want toxic darts? Here you go.
Right.
So there
he's like that creepy guy in the back alley with the trench coat, and he's like, "What are you buying?"
Yeah.
You want a neural inhibitor? I got one. Yeah, I got everything. Got dart guns? I got dart guns, Flamethrower?
I got
flamethrower, But
Nailed
it brings up, okay, so I'm going to tie this into, since Solo's coming out very soon again on the Blu-rays and the digitals, this is kind of like a bad version of like L3, because like L3 self-made herself in a sense of like taking different parts and making her own. I feel like IG-88 did start out like an assassin droid, but then he got bad and he's like, I'm going full blown, dude. And he added all this fun stuff to his, his repertoire and his body, basically.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like you go from like, I can murder people because it's my job, to now I enjoy the kill.
Yes.
And the torture behind it.
Yeah. He's one bad dude, man. So, well, thank you for that description. So just a little background while they're filming. So he was originally referred to as the Chrome War Droid. That really rolls off the tongue there. But then on the script, he was called Plu Droid during production, which doesn't even make any sense, but that's okay. He was a puppet. There was not anybody in IG-88. He was literally a puppet, and that's probably why he just moved his head, So he was constructed by Bill Hargreaves and Steve Short, and design was completed by a departure from a concept drawing from who else but Ralph McQuarrie. Of course. Which, a fun fact, I will deviate from this, but in a Rebels episode, I think it's in season 1, one of the bounty hunters that they run into has these other assassin droids, and it's the original concept drawing from Ralph McQuarrie. So nothing gets thrown out in Star Wars, just put it that way. So they took it.
Nothing wasted.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing goes wasted. So Ralph McQuarrie designed this robot, but then they went off a little tangent to develop IG-88, but then they went back to it in Rebels. So there you go. The famous part of IG-88 is the head, and that is a combustion assembly from a Rolls-Royce Droid jet engine.
What?
Yes. And if you
Sounds
go
expensive.
back, yes, if you go back to the cantina in A New Hope, they are his heads are everywhere behind the bartender.
Oh, the stuff that looks like a drink dispenser.
Yeah, it's like all the
Like
distillery.
like a tank.
Yeah. All those little dispensers and stuff back there, the big cylinder ones are the IG-88 head.
Huh.
There you go.
More you know.
Fun facts.
The more you know. Yes, exactly.
The more
Just in case you
know.
were wondering, the actual cantina is called Chalmers Cantina. Just another fun fact.
Never heard that before.
There you go.
I mean, it's not really even something I've thought about because it's just like the cantina.
The cantina.
You know,
Right,
you know
exactly.
what
You
it is.
always, yeah.
You don't think
Someone
like,
must
oh,
own
in the
it.
universe it has a particular name, like, you know, O'Malley's Irish Pub.
Right. Well, yeah, you're going to go to Moe's. You're not just going to say, I'm going to the cantina or I'm going to the bar. You're going to say, I'm going to Chelman's.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
But we always say cantina, you know. It's tough. Like anything in Star Wars, most everything in Star Wars is not named. It just comes up after production or they need to make toys and so they have to give it a name. So
Yep.
So really, I mean, that's really it for IG-88. There is an IG, I believe, 86 in the Genndy Tartakovsky's Clone Wars micro series. They help out Dirge and they're like assassin droids and they ride speeder bikes with big javelins, which is a very fun visual. But other than that, that's all we got from IG-88. There's no speaking lines. He's in, I would say, less than a minute. I would say that's a fact. It's probably 30 seconds of actual screen time, but he's still a fan favorite. Any closing
Apparently
thoughts
there's an
there?
86 unit in the Star Wars Clone Wars film. I'm not sure where he shows up though.
No, I think that's in the Genndy micro series one. I think that's where they show up.
I don't know. Star Wars Wikia saying they're in the Clone Wars. That's an 86 unit. We're talking about 88.
Right, exactly. So any closing thoughts there, Heather, on IG-88?
I love overall the mystery of a bounty hunter.
Of a
You've
droid
got-
being a bounty hunter?
Well, just the bounty hunter in general. You've got
That's true.
They have minimal lines. They don't talk a lot. We have a head turn, and that expresses everything apparently. And I think that's great. And I love any character that can get this much fan base for not really doing a whole lot. I mean, that speaks, I guess, back just to the beginning creation of everything, of Star Wars and what have you. I also love the idea of the droid being a bounty hunter and not just a protocol droid, yes sir, yes ma'am kind of a thing that actually has an agenda. has a job, supporting the wife, all those things. So I think it's just cool. I just think it's cool that there's all this other, I don't know. I just think it's cool.
Yeah.
I tried to be more clever. It didn't work.
Well, I'm just thinking, like, this is certainly a character where I hear about them and I just want to know more and more, because there's so many questions that I still don't have answered. Like, how does essentially the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz, how is he such a capable assassin so that he's considered one of the best, Like, how's he chase down people that he's pursuing? And I'm just imagining myself, like, on set, like, okay, George Lucas, it's like, okay, we need a bunch of bounty hunters, give me a few aliens, a shady looking guy, that Boba Fett character we've been knocking around, and oh yeah, how about a robot? And
a puppet at that.
Yeah, they make this Tin Man puppet, and it's ridiculous. It's so much fun. It's so much fun, and it's because of that I'm like, all right, we need like a Bounty Hunters Guild movie where we see this in action, and I want to see more, and that's good job. Whoever made IG-88, good job, because that's what you should say about a character. He's not really even a character; he just stands there, but there's so much there.
Yeah, no, I think we get to see like all the different robots. Again, we have we have the friendly droids, which are C-3PO and R2, and like BB-8. We see functional droids like a Gonk droid, or there's functional droids in the system, and then we have like someone like L3 and then like K2 and Rogue One, which have a little sass going on. But then we got murder robots like IG-88, and then like in the comics now with Dr. Afreya, there's this 000 guy that like is a murderous. There's a murderous 3PO unit and a murderous like R2 unit, which are fantastic little characters. And I just love that there's all these different types of droids in the Star Wars universe.
Right on.
Yeah. So there you have it. IG-88.
IG-88.
A head turn, and there you go.
An entire episode.
Yeah. Well, hey, it wouldn't be Star Wars if we didn't like look at every little thing and scrutinize it and see if there's more that could come out of it. And he does have a story. It's an excellent story.
There you go.
All right, Aaron, let's move on to the news of the week.
And now, the Star Wars News of the Week.
Okay, so for news of the week, for those who don't want to be spoiled by cast releases, inside scoops, rumors on upcoming movies, best turn back now. We try to give you a heads up at the beginning of the episode so you know what's coming, but here we go. So, Kathleen Kennedy will become the first woman to receive the Academy's Thalberg Award. So, prolific producer Kathleen Kennedy will be the first woman to receive the Irving G. Thalberg Memorial Award from the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. For those who don't know, that's the same academy that decides the Oscars every year. So the Academy's Board of Governors voted Tuesday night to present the honor to Kennedy and her producing partner Frank Marshall, who is also her husband, at the 10th Annual Governors Awards on Sunday, November 18th. So publicist Marvin Levy, composer Lalo Schifrin, and actress Cicely Tyson will receive honorary Oscars for their work in the industry, the board voted. And Academy President John Bailey says choosing the honorees for its awards each year is the happiest of all the Board of Governors' work. And this year, its selection of 5 iconic artists was made with universal acclaim by the Academy's 54 spirited governors. That's something I've always been curious about, is who who sits on the board for the Academy and decides all the awards?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
You never hear about any of them.
Yeah, I don't know if you have to be like in the film industry, or I don't really know how that all works.
I don't know, because I never hear about like, oh, Spielberg's on the board now, or you know, Scorsese is accepted on the board. It's just like, who are these people? Anyway, might as well be aliens.
Yeah, I think it's an elitist club, my friend. I don't know. It's like
probably
Machiavellian or something, man. You have to know somebody to know somebody, you know. Who
knows? It's probably it's like being on the Senate in Star Wars. Like
right.
There's so many creatures in the galaxy. It's like, how could you possibly know who's in the Senate?
Right.
Yeah. So more about the award. These honorary Oscars are given to honor extraordinary distinction and lifetime achievement, exceptional contributions to the state of motion picture arts and sciences, or for outstanding service to the Academy. So in particular, the Thalberg Award is presented to creative producers whose body of work reflects a consistently high quality of motion picture production. In other words, an award for being really good, but not being really good enough at a single one thing to get a specific award. But we're going to, you know, you're so
right.
good
It's
all
like
around.
It's like a catch-all.
Yeah.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
Okay, so Kennedy and Marshall, they've worked on The Sixth Sense, Seabiscuit, Munich, Curious Case of Benjamin Button, Congo, all the Bourne movies, The Diving Bell, and The Butterfly. And before that, they worked with Amblin Productions with Steven Spielberg, and they worked on The Color Purple. Kennedy has worked on E.T., Warhorse, and Lincoln. Became the president of Lucasfilm after Disney acquired the company, and has been involved in the making of more than 60 films, which collectively have made more than $15 billion worldwide.
Woo!
Quite
Yikes.
the pedigree.
Yes.
That's some kiz ass right
any
there,
thoughts
man.
on that? Mm-hmm.
Very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, whatever your thoughts are on Kathleen Kennedy, one way or the other, I mean, we could probably agree that she's done a lot of work for Hollywood. So,
and
the award
she's
is
not going to
probably
get
coming.
fired from Lucasfilm anytime soon. I'll tell you that.
Yep, that's true. All right, Heather, what have we got next?
So, Star Wars: The Last Jedi is the best-selling Blu-ray of 2018.
What?
Oh.
Listen, we only report the true news stuff here, folks. So, unless we're proven wrong later. But for now, looks like, if I'm reading my notes correctly, Matt Singer posted an article stating that, and contrary to the narrative in some circles, The Last Jedi permanently and I can't even say it.
Irrevocably?
Thank you. Destroyed the Star Wars franchise. The film's Blu-ray released about 4 months ago and is already a hot seller. The best-selling Blu-ray of 2018 to date, according to the numbers, and everything else in the top 10 is way behind. So let's run through some specifics and we'll just show you exactly what I'm talking about here. So Ferdinand, the little Disney movie about a bull, I think, did 688,996. Blade Runner 2049 did
near and dear to my heart.
Did just over 827,000. Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle. I lied. I totally skipped one. The movie It. Because we don't talk about the new It.
I don't like scary clowns. That's why.
Well, because then you have to watch the original, because that's the one that really counts. But for those who liked the remake, that one did 921,000. Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle, which is up for a good laugh, 1.38 million. Justice League, 1.54. The Greatest Showman, 1.75 million. Coco, Tear, 2.25 million. Thor Ragnarok, 2.34 million.
What
do we got? Black Panther, 2.62 million. Shout out to the kitty cats. And
Meow.
Star Wars The Last Jedi, 3.01 million units sold.
What's insane is that you get those kind of numbers in a day where nobody buys Blu-rays anymore.
Yes. I mean, to say that you don't like it, people are still buying it. It's still
and then Disney has the top 4. So you have Last Jedi, Black Panther, Thor, and Coco are all Disney.
Right.
Although keep in mind, the bestseller for DVDs of all time is Finding Nemo with 15 million discs.
Sold?
15 million discs sold.
Wow.
And that was during its first 2 weeks on release. So
are you being
I'm
serious? Oh my gosh.
I'm being absolutely serious. Finding Nemo sold like hotcakes.
Like hotcakes, or they were hotcakes?
Sold like hotcakes. So yeah, that's $360 million in sales on the DVD alone.
Wow.
So we'll probably never ever beat that record, just because everybody's streaming it now. But there you go.
That's true. That's true.
I'd be curious how much it's been streamed on Netflix, though. I don't think they'll ever give out that information.
Ah, that is interesting. Does Netflix ever do that?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
We need to find these things out.
Interesting information.
Working on it.
So it's basically matching Rogue One's DVD sales and hasn't quite made it to The Force Awakens at 5.56 million, but give it a little bit more time, I suppose. So who knows what'll happen come episode 9, you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Netflix releases those numbers. I'm not finding anything. Like you search for like top movies on Netflix, and it's all like blogs and clickbait sites.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like 35 best movies on Netflix right now, ranked.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So.
Wow. Okay.
Very curious.
I think they just release when they want to release. Like, hey, this movie was, just to promote their own stuff, but they don't share it really.
Yeah. Maybe behind the scenes they keep track of that, and
they have to.
And they call
people if they're streaming like 24 hours. Like, dude, are you okay?
No, not. I meant about like, if House of Cards is streaming like crazy, but then some comedy special isn't, they're going to pay more money to House of Cards than whoever's comedy special is. That's what I'm thinking.
Of course, but yeah.
They probably wouldn't publish that. Oh well.
All right.
Todd, what else we got?
Darth Maul got some legs, yo. So this actually came out from Forbes, and now that Solo is coming to DVD and digital the 17th and I believe the 24th for Blu-ray. But Forbes released these behind-the-scene photos of a full-length Darth Maul, and he got some legs with some steel toes, man. So those came out. Those dropped last week, and he looks good. He looks good. It's interesting that Forbes would do it, but that was a source of the Darth Maul leggies. What do you think of the legs, man?
I think a lot of people took notice of the toes.
Yes,
little robot toes. But fun fact: you kind of need your big toe if you're going to be standing or jumping or flipping, as a Sith Lord is wont to do. Yes. So it's actually pretty important. Yeah.
So for those that haven't seen the picture, he's got basically 3 toes. He's got a big toe, like 3 toes, and it's steel, and he's got some hydraulic things going on in his legs. It looks pretty intense, I must say. But everyone made comment about those little steel toes. I think it looks functional.
Yeah. It's not elegant. It's not
Yeah.
Doesn't look like IG-88, but it does the job.
Does the job.
Heather, any thoughts on a dude who's half whatever race he is, half droid?
All I know is I don't want to know what the medical bills look like in the Star Wars universe.
I think it was DIY, wasn't it?
Was it? Oh, okay. Well, that makes it better then, I suppose. But...
Yeah. Todd, you know better than I do. He was in a junkyard somewhere and he fashioned himself a pair of legs.
Right. So when we meet Darth Maul in the Clone Wars, he's a spider. Okay. And he's got it's like Darth Maul and Spider. And then he gets off planet with his brother, and then they fix him some almost like chicken legs kind of type thing. And so he has kind of bigger legs. But now in the Solo version, he has regular kind of humanoid legs. So he kind of progresses through things, he gets some upgrades.
Interesting.
All right.
Yeah.
Man, he should go into the cybernetics business.
Right?
Right. Exactly.
Probably pays a lot better.
Right.
I'm definitely intrigued to see where it goes.
Well, he got some toes, man. He's got some toes. It's good. It's good. Okay, so here's another thing. So, the internet is a cruel, harsh place. And a lot of comments were made that Darth Maul in his little hologram looked fat. So, have you seen any of that, Aaron or Heather, those comments that Darth Maul looked fat?
Oh yeah, that he had one too many ambrosias. But, hey, 30 years of rough living will do that to you.
Yeah, right. Exactly. When you're on the dark side, sometimes you get angry and you just go through some binge eating, But
they have cookies.
The dark side does have cookies. That's right. But Ray Park, if you follow him on the socials, it's I am Ray Park, took to the internet this last week and just said, hey, I've been hearing some fat jokes. And he took off his shirt and he's shredded. So he basically said, I take
specimen.
take acting in this role very seriously.
I don't know why anybody would think anything ever different.
Yeah. And right. So he just basically he just took the internet and just said, hey, man, I work out. I still work out and I still take this role very seriously. And he just says, I'm not fat. I'm just poofy, so there you have it.
Poofy. Oh, Todd.
I know. I had to throw a little South Park in there.
It's good.
All right.
It's good.
So that really wraps up the news of the week.
Woo!
All right. How about I wrap us up here, guys?
Wrap it up and ship it off.
There we go. All right. Thanks again, guys, for listening to another episode of WSTR Galactic Public Access. Once again, you could check us out on the social media, WSTR Media, all one word, all lowercase. You can comment, rate, tweet us on iTunes. Or no, you can't tweet us on iTunes. You can rate us on iTunes. You can tweet us on Twitter. That's what you can do. You can email us at mailbox@wstr.com. Leave us a voicemail at 630-557-WSTR. That's 630-557-9787. This way you can leave a voicemail and we can play it on an upcoming episode. You can check out all our back catalog of episodes at www.wstrmedia.com. That way you can catch up on all our episodes, and then you can listen to our Imperial Inspections about Boba Fett, Cad Bane, and now IG-88. We also did, a couple of weeks ago, we did a little bit on Anakin Skywalker as well.
True.
We have merch. You can check this out at teespring.com/WSTR Media -TTEE, that is. And that's all the ways you can get a hold of us. Next week, episode 89. I'm just going to say it. gonna be something Star Wars. It's gonna be something
Star
crazy.
Wars. Maybe something will drop this week, and we'll have a big inside scoop on it.
Inside scoop. That's right. Exactly. Well, guys, there's only one way to end us.
Okay.
Now this is podcasting. We did it.
We did it.
Beep, beep, boop, blop,
Boop, boop, boop.
bloop.
IG-88.
IG-88.